So, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. So, we'll demo how the Logitrack Pro system works now. What you're looking at is what you actually get out of the box. You get a front end, just as we have it for this Fasto Logistics company, and this will be in your own name with your own logo as well. You can see there's a front end where you get to, or your client get to track their parcel. So the first thing you want to do is to come down and then you log in. So for this um company, oh, it's a demo company by the way. So we're going to log in and you'll see what the dashboard looks like. So you can run this from your phone. So once you log in, you're going to see the dashboard, number of shipments, number of items in transit, delivered, pending, and then you see other details which we'll speak to in a minute. The first thing you want to do is to come to your settings page where you can upload your logo. You can change what your subdomain is because you will be, subdomain on the Logitrack Pro website. But if you want your own personal domain, there's a different package for that. And then you put your tagline, your phone number, and your other details. All right, so once you do that, you save that, and then the next thing you want to do is your riders. So you want to onboard your riders. To commission a rider, you just click commission rider. You put the rider's details, the phone number, the name, and if it is motorcycle, bicycle, van, or car, depending on what you have on your fleet. And then for this account, it can only onboard one rider. And once that rider is no longer in your company, you can click the relief button and the rider will be off, and it won't be able to use your system again, but we can reinstate that. The next thing you want to do is your shipments. So to create a new shipment, you click on new, you put in the name of the sender details, you put in the receiver details. Once you do that, you can now assign, if you have like 10 dispatch riders or drivers, you assign any one of them to this shipment and then you complete the registration. Once that is done, it's going to take you back to okay, let's just put in a detail quickly. So let's put demo detail. Let's say it's Banky. um, Put the phone number. That's my phone number. 081 884 66652. It's better if it's a WhatsApp number. Details or address, Ikeja, and then the receivers details. You can put Steve, and then we'll put the phone number 081 and then we can put Lucky, as the case may be. Lucky, and then we'll assign the dispatch rider we have in the system, which is Tunde Afolayan, and then we'll complete the registration. Once you complete registration, the system will ask you to. So there's a tracking code that you send to your client immediately. So you can copy it, and or rather you can go to the dashboard so that you see more about the shipment. So the page shows all your recent activities, all the items that the shipments that you've configured. So let's go to the one we just created. We'll click on this arrow here, so it will take us to the shipment. Remember, the shipper where the dispatch picked it up from is Banky, and then it's going to Steve, and then we can notify the shipper of the details with just single button. So we can click on this button and it take us to WhatsApp. So it will now take us to, because you can see shipment update, waybill, and all that, and it's telling us, it has even given the tracking link URL that your client can, click on, and then they can see what's the status of the shipment, where it has gotten to, especially if it's going cross country. It's the best system to use when it's going cross country, and if it's going from one end of the town to another and it's taking like 3 hours, or it's moving from up to up, this is also perfect. The idea is it gives you that technology layer, and then you can win bigger clients. If you're using a system like this, then you can send that to your client. So let's go back to the page. All right, so you do that, and also you can send the navigation of the address. You configure the address, or your staff, as the case may be, configure the address of the receiver at the back end. So you can send the navigation also by WhatsApp to the dispatch riders from the same dashboard. So you can see Logitrack dispatch assignment. So you don't have to be calling your dispatch, hey, come and pick up this item, and then you now open a ledger and now be writing, okay, I gave this parcel to this dispatch rider. No, the system captures all that automatically, and you can now send it. You can see there's even a map URL that is included in the WhatsApp message to your rider. So the rider does not have to be say, I don't know the place, so more mobile or something like that. No, the system handles that automatically. Let's go back to the dashboard, and then you can now from here you can broadcast the update. So you can see that the shipment was pending at the beginning, so we can now update it to pick up. We can still say our hub, as the case may be, depending on what you use. Now we're going to go to the so it has said that the system has been automatically it's been automatically tracked, so we can click OK. So what we now want to do now is the next thing we want to do, we want to print the waybill. Now, current fleet managers, they use paper waybills. That's so 2014, 2015. Now you can automatically print the waybill. As you can see, this is the waybill. You can send it by clicking this button, depending if you're using iOS. You can send it by WhatsApp to both the rider and the receiver, so that they will see that your company is, a corporate company. You can see the copy of the waybill here with all the details. So now the next thing you want to do, let us track. So let's see if this actually works. So what you now want to do is you want to see what your clients will see at the front end. So you click this button at the top, beside the new button. If you are doing that on your phone, it takes you back to your front end, and will now paste in the tracking number, locate path, so you can see the system is tracking. You can see that it has automatically given us the update of the last update we did at the back end, which is picked up, and it's the current location is showing that it's our hub. It could be any name, as the case may be. The same system that the Jumians and Konga of this world is using, that is exactly what you have at the palm of your hands, regardless of if you run one bike fleet, or 20 bikes fleet, or you run van logistics, as the case may be. You can see the system is even showing the registry life cycle of the shipment. So if we go back to the home page, you can now go back to the shipment page, and then you'll see a list of all the shipments that has been assigned. On your desktop, of course, this will look bigger, but on your phone, this is how you see. You can see that this now lists all the details of your shipment, so you can search either by status or by riders, as the case may be. We only have one rider in this account, so everything is showing as Tunde Afolayan. If there are different riders, of course, we have different names. And you can inspect, you can see this is the last shipment that we updated, and at intermittently, instead of your customers to be calling your rider professionally, just tell them, please just be tracking maybe every 20 minutes, and then you make sure maybe there's a staff that is at the back end, or even you yourself, you are the one managing it, and then you can be updating it. The advantage again of this is that you get to look professional, and law firms or pharmaceutical companies or pharmacies can hire you to cover an area for them once they now know that you have a technology layer. Even they themselves can get to track the parcel that they send, which is a bonus, a plus for you. And of course, before I go further, take note that we have a free for life package on this, meaning that you can sign up without paying anything, but you can only have access to onboard one rider, and then you have 10 shipments every month. So if you now do more than that, you can now scale to the next package, which is just 15,000 naira per month to run the platform. And the next good feature about Logitrack Pro is the fact that you can also track your riders without them using a GPS tracker. built in this sophisticated AI backed feature, which it's hardly available in the market because most logistics companies that actually track their riders normally use tracking devices, which is very expensive. In fact, the tracking devices alone um, itself cover the cost of running this system for a whole year. And if you now go to the live map, you will notice that you have the map as an admin. But where it gets interesting is if we now, so we'll give you a URL, okay, that you're going to share with your rider. So let me put in. So you give them this URL coming. It's so difficult to actually run a demo on your mobile, but I want to help you see how easy this is running the platform. So what you give them is we're going to give you a URL that has the subdomain of your company and then slash the rider so that the system will know it's tagged to you. So you just give that URL to the rider. So once you give it to them, the system is going to ask them to actually install this. So they can just go here if they're using Android or iPhone. Mostly Android because I know most of us will not want to share our money with our riders by giving them iPhones. But if they have Android, you just ask them to add it to home screen, which I already have here. Just want to show you. So that's the Logitrack Pro. So if I click on it, it's supposed to load up, which is works better than a regular app because a regular app sucks a lot of battery and you don't want that for your dispatch riders. But this is what we'll call PWA version. So now, as you can see now, it's attached to Faster Logistics, which you will recall that that's what we're using for this demo. And the only thing the driver needs to do is to put down, before I activate this, let me take you back to the map. In the admin section, you can see that there's no active fleet, it's blank. Okay, all right, so let us now go back to the app, and then the rider, which is Tunde Afolayan, has his number as 08100 737 and then he identifies himself. So the system will now ask, okay, Tunde Afolayan, ready to track. So once Tunde clicks on this, before he leaves, of course, he will allow notification, allow. You can see that status is online and it's high precision. So Tunde must leave this running and just put it in his pocket, and then we'll go back to the app, and you can see automatically the app updates Tunde on the map. So if we click on it, it's giving us the coordinates. Now Tunde, the number I use for this is actually somewhere in Ibadan. Ibadan doesn't have very good mapping system. If it were Lagos, we would have seen, and we can zoom in, to see the details, and it updates every maybe like 1 or 2 minutes. So you can see where Tunde is at every given time. And then once you see where Tunde is, you can now go to the shipments for the purpose of your customers. You go back to the inspect, and then you can update where Tunde, if there are touch points that you want to be updating. It depends on your SOP for your company. If it's arrived at the hub, you update it here. You mention the hub, you click update the parcel, and the customer, once they put in the tracking ID, instead of them to be calling your rider every 5 minutes, they just use your tracking ID. It makes it very professional, and then you get noticed by bigger companies. So once Tunde has gotten to the destination, of course, you can now click on delivered, and then Tunde can open his app, stop broadcasting, and that finishes the cycle for that shipment. And the beautiful thing is all the transaction of all your shipments are here on the page that you can refer to with the dates and timestamps. The timestamps, of course, is for the tracking, but the dates are all here. So you can go back 1 month, 3 months. You don't have to, in fact, paperless, basically. So please, you don't have anything to lose. Sign up below for the live access with just one rider and 10 shipments. Run the system, and then if you feel that you're ready for the big leagues, you can now sign up for the other packages as shown on our pricing page. Thank you very much.